What's up, everybody? This is Cody, aka DFS Prodigy, with Ty from Bellator. How's it going, man?
Good, good. How you guys doing?
Staying safe in Texas for the most part. It's completely different than Hawaii where you're at.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, that's right.
Texas here. Yeah, I'm out of power half the time now. It's crazy here, to say the
How
least.
is everything like recovering since then?
Dude, I stayed at a hotel for 3 days because I had no hot water and no electricity. So I took my
That's
dogs, took the cat, and took my girlfriend to a hotel, and we were like, I got to get out of here. It's just
little sort of a staycation then, huh?
yeah, it was crazy here. But yeah, being in a small hotel room with three animals and a girlfriend was quite the adventure, to say the least. It
Yeah,
was
yeah. Just
yeah,
driving each other nuts.
yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, man, I was happy to have you. What got you into UFC basically? Like what made you want to get into the UFC game?
Um, well, like it all started with so originally I was a football player. And then all my brother guys and one of my close friends, Brad Tavares, he got into the UFC when I was 16, 15, 16. And we all trained back home in Hawaii at Team MMAD. And like they were always telling me like, hey, in the off season you should, come and train, just be in the gym, stay in shape, because kind of typical Hawaii boy style. Like we go to the beach, go surf, and just eat food all day, and just get fat over the summer until we kind of like get back into football season again.
Right.
And so like I got into the gym and kind of started making, like making not really making, but I started kind of enjoying it to where it was like, oh, I could actually do this as a thing, like a hobby. And when I moved to Vegas, I played some semi-professional football and then still did it in the off season, but I got hurt one last time on my football career and I kind of just was over it. I was like, hey, I think I'm retiring. Like I'm done playing football. And then I probably went for about 6 months without doing anything competitive. And then the boys were like, hey, you should come back and train. And I started kind of doing it consistently. And the coaches were like, hey, you're pretty good. You should, probably look into doing this actually as an actual thing, And then so I stuck with it. And I never thought I'd be a professional fighter whatsoever.
Right.
Like it was never in my plan, like beyond my wildest dreams, like never had any intentions of being a professional fighter. And, I guess you could say fighting kind of found me, and it fit right into my lifestyle and who I am.
So like how is like the LFA different from Bellator? Like how different is it from a fighter standpoint?
The only difference is the media, I'd say, and the lights. And for some reason, it's almost the same thing as far as like, oh yeah, it's fighting in the same size octagon or just a little bigger, whatever it is. And Bellator is a circle, but it's like you just the thought of the name, it kind of screws with your head a little bit. You're kind of like, oh, I'm fighting for X promotion now, and it's now all of a sudden your emotions are a little more more heightened. You start feeling a little nervous. You start everything changes about it. And now that you got everyone watching, as far as people tuning in all around the world, international now.
So like how has like training been different with COVID there in Hawaii? Is it any different, or is it just the same old same?
So I'm in Vegas. I train in Vegas.
Or train in Vegas,
so, yeah. So shoot, I don't even know how it's like in Hawaii. I think they're still pretty strict. But here in Vegas, I think as far as COVID, everyone kind of figured out a way to be in the gym. And we like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like it's almost like Vegas doesn't care,
Yeah.
Like it was kind of serious for a couple of weeks. Like I moved back from California in May. And dude, last May, or like that whole year of COVID until I moved back to Vegas, we were sneaking into the back of the gym I was training at CSA. So coach was sneaking us in through the back doors where the weight rooms are, and we drive around the back of the building, and where all like the FedEx trucks would pick up like shipment and stuff, because it's right next store, you know, and we'd park in their parking lot. So it'd seem like we were their workers and stuff. And then coach would come and look around, see if there's anyone watching, and we'd like literally run in. But when I got here back to Vegas in May, the gyms weren't open yet. But coach guys made it of, you know, he kind of was like, hey, we're pro athletes. We got to get paid somehow. So he kind of opened the gym to just the pro fighters. It wasn't like we had all the regular membership guys coming in. So we was able to train a little bit. There was maybe a handful of us, but you know, we figured out a way to make it work.
Got you. Yeah. So like, are you more of like a submission guy or kind of a knockout fighter in your mind? What do you view yourself as more?
I'm 100% a striker. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't really find any amusement in the grappling game. Yeah. I have nothing against it, but just the idea of going in there striking, it's like going in there with a sword and shield. You know, you go out there and, you know, throw some hands at each other, and it's like throwing your sword and seeing who's gonna get cut first. You know, and
right.
I don't know. It's something about knocking somebody out kind of
it makes you happy.
I'm a body shot kind of guy, so like I'm almost addicted to getting like body shots. I like claiming bodies, so that's my thing.
So like, who did you like view growing up as your mentor in the UFC game?
Man,
there's so many.
Everyone's gonna be shit for this. Actually, GSP is one of the reasons why I became a really big fan of the UFC, or like just fighting in general. Like, when I was younger, the first live event I ever watched was, I don't know if you ever remember Rumble on the Rock back in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It was our main promotion back home, and they've always held it at the Blaisdell. Robbie Lawler actually came and fought in Hawaii, and he fought Nico Vitale. And dude, that house was like, Blaisdell was packed for Nico. And like, Nico was easily the biggest name in Hawaii besides BJ, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that fight was at light heavyweight. So dude, and this is how I also became a big fan of Robbie Lawler, was like, he went in there, like, didn't give a damn, and starches Nico, sleeps Nico, and Nico's sister jumps in the ring and starts throwing her hands up, like trying to fight Robbie. And Robbie was like, let's go, I'll knock you out too, you know? That was wild, man. And since then I became a fan, and then I started watching George St. Pierre. My brother actually had a little instructional video, like workout video, that GSP came out with years ago, and then I seen that in there. I kind of popped that in, was like, oh, this guy's sick. Like, I just was a big fan, especially his character, and I kind of fell in love with the sport just watching him.
So like, when my last question is, when should we expect you seeing the fight again?
As of right now, no names yet. We're pushing for April. I literally just got cleared to fight with no limitations, do everything I need to do as of last week, Tuesday. So we're trying to push for April or maybe May. I don't know. We'll see. The way my bank account's set up, you know, I kind of need to fight sooner than later.
Right, kind of need to fight next week or something, right?
Yeah, just a little quicker than, well, you know, kind of quicker than I'd like to, but
right.
You know, when you got to work, you got to work.
Thank you so much, man, for coming on and talking to me. It was a pleasure talking to you, my man.
I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I'll hit you up later on.
Yeah, for sure. Easy.
Thank you.